Oh, you're here. Forgot you were doing this today. All right, I'm Wayne Garcia, and I'm the Associate Director, Undergraduate Director, and a Senior Instructor in the Zimmerman College of Advertising and Mass Communications at the University of South Florida. So today is one of those days where I have class to teach, the large lecture class. So I spend most of my morning prepping that class. I'm actually printing out the top 24 TV shows of all time bingo card so that we can play bingo with the list of the top 24 TV shows of all time. And so I'll work on that some. But the first thing this morning is that I get to meet with one of our director candidates, who is one of the 3 finalists for replacing Dr. Bradley, and so that we get a new director here sometime in the next year. Which will be very exciting for me personally and for the school itself. And then in the afternoon I gotta go meet with across campus with people about our new PR advertising curriculum. It still has to be reviewed and approved by a number of university-wide committees. Curriculum change can take 2 or 3 years to accomplish, and then more time to sort of phase it in. So it's one of those long-term projects that we're closer to the end than we are the beginning. So that's my Wednesday so far. In between, I'll have to figure out how to get lunch and see how many students need to meet with me. So we're going to go meet with Dr. Cipher. All right. Figure out where to put him on the scale of people we want to have as our next director. Got to get coffee.
Tampa and Hillsborough County back in like the 1800s or something. So do I have a designated spot? Yeah. Whoever cuts them off.
All right. Yeah. Oop. And we can't forget candy, even though we have no Twitter winners.
You have no Twitter winners?
No, I didn't have time. So, bingo winners.
If you don't mind me asking, what is in the bag?
That is dust and desert from Burning Man. That's actual dirt from Burning Man. This, somebody gave me this. This is gifted to me. This was gifted to me. This is, okay, so this is this little painting. You know what this is? Close-up of a sock monkey. Painted by a guy I met out there. There it is, Sock Monkey Up Close by Brian Corkum.
That's
little stretch fabric frame.
That's fun.
So yeah, that was his little.
And there's your press pass and everything. That's cool.
Yeah, my old press passes and just stuff. And when I was a master's student, the student ID because I was older. So, all right, let's cruise the attic here. All right, AppleQuest. Pardon me.
I only studied for 30 minutes before this. I'm pretty proud of us.
I'm back. No batteries for the wireless microphone today, I'm sorry to say, so I will use human amplification to the best of my ability. Welcome to Friday. It's part 2 of our talk about television.
It's Wednesday.
Welcome to Friday, Wednesday, it's all the same. Yeah, I'm kind of lost too. We also have director candidates in for if you're in the Z School. Today, tomorrow, and Friday, we have Dr. Cipher's in today, Dr. Powers is in tomorrow, Dr. Cipher's from Purdue, Dr. Powers is from Kansas State. If you want to come by and talk Big Ten football with Dr. Powers tomorrow, you certainly can. But we posted a schedule. There's open times for students to meet with these directors. We want your input. If you're a Zimmerman School student, help us pick our next director. Warehouse 13 was not on the list. Warehouse 13 fans, raise your hands. There's only 2 of us, 3.
It's just us.
Okay. There we go. 4 maybe. Okay. So, and then we're going to play, as part of looking at that list, we're going to play the top 24 TV shows of all time bingo. Great spoon It might be his greatest.
One would submit that it is the greatest
Performance
of all
Michael
time.
Keaton. Well, the Beetlejuice fans are going to get you.
That's
you know?
true. It's true. Not to mention.
How did we not have this discussion during filming?
I don't know. This is a valid point. 214. We're getting close. We are getting.
Get your votes in.
And Ace Hands in the 90s.
If for some reason you just hate this idea, you don't watch TV, just put none. N-U-N. We'll think you're talking about The Flying Nun with Sally Field. No. All right, just but make sure your vote gets registered, just like on November 8th. Thank you. Good segue. Go democracy.
Are you guys?
Don't vote until you start. Their ads.
Everything's trolls again.
Rather than talk about the importance of television and how it permeates our lives and creates these strong cultural references and ties, we went through the Rolling Stone list of the 100 best TV shows of all time, and to allow the students to experience those emotions, which I think is active learning at its best. Because you're actively engaged with the actual feelings and emotions of the power that television can have. So, and it was fun. We threw candy at them.
Always good to throw candy.
Always something they taught me in grad school, throw candy at them. No, they didn't.
That's what you taught me.
That's what I taught you.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, if they give you trouble, just throw them in.
Throw candy.
Throw a Snickers bar in their face.
If they start revolting.
Yeah, just feed them, kind of like a piece of meat to a pack of hungry dogs, right?
Yes.
That's terrible. No. Well, you did the smart thing. You do what's called better living through mimetic learning. And
Yes.
mimetic learning is exactly what we just did, where people understand the icons, the tropes, all of the various cultural artifacts that we as a society use.
Yeah.
So when people do a Ministry of Silly Walks, or they do Who Shot JR, people understand what the difference is and they get the reference, and then you can identify. It's kind of like at the beginning of class we talked about circles of understanding, and if you overlap in certain areas you're able to form better bonds.
Yes.
So when you do the mimetic learning and these people understand these, they can better connect with one another socially and culturally. So we can talk about it, or even better, we can talk about it and show it.
Yeah.
So, and
Because
candy.
The book does a great job of talking about theory and those kind of things that you really need to think about.
Yeah.
But classes for things, watch out.
Yeah, there you
There
go.
you go. Classes for the time to experience
Well,
the material
Exactly.
and not intellectualize the material.
well, the reason that people read the book is to get the stuff that we then expound upon in class. We could stand up there and read the book, but what's the point of that? You can do that at home. You can't go and talk about and share it with a group of people at home, unless you've got a really big family.
Yeah.
So, and even then, usually you're not culturally separate because you all grew up together.
Exactly.
So,
You're homogenous.
Yeah. So, good times. I think that it was a really good class.
Please. Well, let's set the scene. It was 1978. That summer, the movie Animal House had come out, and I moved several hundred miles away from home to go to school in Athens, Georgia. So, as you might imagine, my first year of school was pretty much lost in a blur of toga parties. Essentially not doing a lot to sort of find my way to success. I think I made a comeback in my sophomore year, but it was I mean, I had a blast. I met so many people who remain friends of mine to this day, some of the dearest friends I have, and I definitely learned a lot about life, but I can't say that I learned a whole lot about school. I knew since 8th grade that I wanted to be a journalist. I liked writing, I liked politics, I liked school politics, student council, those kind of things. And when the literary magazine from the high school came around, they had pasted in the back page of it a flyer that said, 9th graders, make a difference, take journalism 1. And from that day forward, I was going to be a journalist. I was also, roughly 14 years old, and Watergate had happened that year. So I was of the generation of people who wanted to be the next Woodward and Bernstein. So I knew from a pretty young age what my major would be. So now we're going to go to a meeting of the search committee that is looking for a new director for the Zimmerman School. That position is open. We have 3 finalists. And the search committee meeting today is meeting with one of those 3 candidates who is on campus doing a campus visit, Dr. Howard Seifer of Purdue University. And so he'll be in the search committee meeting. We have a student member on the search, and then we have several faculty members and some other people from around campus.
He's already done the work on me.
He softened you up for us?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. He's waiting. He'll report to you when someone's waiting for him, I'm sure. That'll be exciting. Well, maybe you have a list of questions or something, but I don't know.
Of course we do.
We have to.
Yeah, you have to do that. All right, just get the cord out of my way so I can move over. Who's first?
Dr. Ryan, do you want to start us off?
Yes, sir.
We're going to a meeting with one of the folks from undergraduate studies, the Dean of Undergraduate Studies. They review curriculum and proposals. The new courses we want to do in PR and advertising, they will review them. And so our proposal is in front of them as staff, and they I'm assuming they have some concerns with it or things they want us to make stronger. So I'm gonna go find out. I'm the funnel point now for everything. Just simply because there's no time,
Exactly.
Oh, there she is.
So yeah, like I said, I think she might have gotten your luggage. I don't know. I assume
It was in her office,
Okay.
so she probably knows what's going on.
Yeah, well, because she was saying that she was going to go. I don't know if she's going to stick around or what, but I know she's going to obviously take you to the airport after this.
Yeah,
so.
and actually, and I don't. I mean, is that her? No.
Nope. Was that her over there? The green car?
Oh, I thought that was. I didn't.
Is she in the back, you think?
I didn't think it was
They
green.
said she was down here. In the
I didn't think she had a green car.
No, I think she's in the back.
Well, see, and that's the thing.
I bet she's in the back.
Barb said she was in the front.
Oh, well, I don't see her.
Over here.
Around that way?
Yeah,
That would be my
basically
guess.
go this way.
Yeah.
Howard, safe travels. I'm so
Thanks.
sorry. I feel like we didn't get any time, but we got, I just have to figure out where it is in this thing. Here, go to the left. are. Hi, everyone. Hey, I've got to... Thank you.
How'd it go?
You want to know.
This is good.
You didn't start your journalism classes till your junior year. So you came in and you didn't have to necessarily have a connection to mass communications until you're a junior. So the first 2 years you take your FKLs, you take all your other stuff, and unless you're self-motivated to go out and be part of some kind of media, ad, internships, you could be really disconnected from it, and I think you lose a lot of the excitement that you may have had for all our fields that you did in high school, if that's how you came to this field. And the new curriculum will grab students right away. You'll be engaged not only with the Mass Common Society class, but you'll start taking classes real early. We'll demand that you're out meeting companies, maybe internships, co-ops, whatever, so that we don't lose a minute. And we really need that anyway, because now there's so much more we have to teach you. Even if you're a writer, you have to learn video and audio and storytelling and dramatic arc and so forth. It was a lot easier, and you could get all of that in 2 years in the old days being 15 years ago. But things are changing so fast that there's so much we need to get you engaged with, that we need to have you in the curriculum right away. All right, I'm Wayne Garcia, and I'm the Associate Director, Undergraduate Director, and a Senior Instructor in the Zimmerman College of Advertising and Mass Communications at the University of South Florida. The Associate Director, Undergraduate Director parts of my title are a little tougher to explain. It's easier to explain that I'm a Senior Instructor, which means that I have some experience as an instructor, so I'm at the basically Instructor 2 level, and I teach journalism classes and mass communications, introduction, Mass Common Society, and have taught beginning reporting, advanced reporting, editing, as well as investigative reporting and other things in my career. I come from a background as an investigative reporter. As Associate Director, I'm second in command at the Zimmerman School of Mass Communications, and that means that I am in charge of all undergraduate classes, all undergraduate students, the schedule that gets published every semester, which faculty members are teaching which classes. I help work with them to make them better. I take care of student problems and issues, so if you have a schedule issue or something's happened, you need to retake a class, or you need a class at the same time another class is, I help deal with that. I also deal with disciplinary actions, academic integrity problems, plagiarism, students who cheat. They all end up on my desk, my very messy desk. And I deal with other, those are the routine things that I deal with every day for what goes on around here. And then in the big picture, if we sort of pull the lens back a little bit more and look at the big picture of everything, I'm involved with the director in helping set strategic policy, where we're going, any curriculum changes. So we're in the middle right now of 3 proposals for new majors or to change existing majors to make them better, more up to date, more modern, and to better serve the students and to better help them get the jobs that they want when they get out of school. The Zimmerman School is approximately 860 to 900 students who are studying various fields of mass communications: advertising, public relations, news, magazine writing, broadcast news, broadcast production, all aspects of sort of the modern media mix that's out there. And one of the things that we bring to a university is, training for students so that they can critically analyze and think about ideas, be creative about the content and the production and distribution of those ideas and products, whether they be journalism, entertainment, sports, whatever kind of content it is. We're really in the content business, and so if you break it down to its most raw, even advertising and PR and everything, we have people that we're training to be content creators, and people we're training to be content distributors, and some people we're training to be both. Because if you're out there with your cell phone and you're taking video of something happening, you are both a content creator and you are a content distributor, because you have the ability to either go on Periscope or Facebook Live. You can upload a clip to Twitter. Mass comm schools are really important to universities because strong student press, a strong ability for students to be aware of their surroundings and what's going on in the university, all that comes through mass comm students. And so one of the things that the top agencies in the country, the top organizations like the AAU and other things that USF aspires to be part of, is they want to have strong student media, they want to have strong student engagement and involvement, and we think that mass communications is the place where that happens. That's where the rubber hits the road for universities. Every department has their important role, and ours really is providing the content and conversation about what it means to be a student at the University of South Florida. Just like when we go out to the real world and we practice our crafts, we help define what it means to be wherever we're living, in that community, in that culture. The role of mass communications in setting and determining the way a culture operates happens exactly the same way at the university level with the help of the Mass Communication School. Well, there it is. That's a typical day in the life of a professor who also happens to be the associate director of the Zimmerman School, Wayne Garcia, teaching, answering emails, running to meetings, and generally trying to do my best to save democracy in the world. Thank you.